We're live? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hey everyone. So, we'll just introduce ourselves real quick before we start. I'm Ninpalk,
I'm xannon.
and we'll be racing any percent with flight, which is essentially the 16th star of this category, or this game. And it's basically better than any percent because we don't have to just make a mad dash to the final boss. We actually have to collect stuff. And one thing I'll point out is that because we're using PC, xannon will probably have faster loads than me, so I'm putting up my frames per second, which means this run is not valid on the leaderboards because there's a 60 frames per sec cap, because we don't want to make it so people could cap it at 400. So I'm just putting my frames per second higher to try to make it more even. With that being said, are you ready to go, xannon?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Alright, so we'll count down on go. So it'll be a 3, 2, 1 go, and then we'll on go start the timer. Just letting the stream know. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. I love how it's like 600 frames per second when I'm in a loading zone. But otherwise it's like at 100 at most.
Make up some of those loading times then.
I don't think that changes anything, but maybe it would.
Yeah, I doubt it.
So the first trick we're going to be doing here is called a lag jump. Basically we're going to lag the game to get a little bit more of a height to get up top here. We basically pause in the middle or right before the start of our jump, switch the settings, and basically when the settings are changing we unpause. And I missed it.
Oh man.
Did
Yeah, so pretty much just that trick. Yeah, I got it. That trick right there just lets us skip and collecting 5 quills and talking to Trouser. And
yeah.
He'll originally open that gate for us, so we can just actually go around that.
And there's another strat that strat saves like 10 seconds, and you lose about 10 seconds messing it up. So it's basically if I was to do the other strat. Next coming up, you probably already saw it on xannon's stream, is Quack Skip. This is something you don't do in any percent now because they use this cutscene to go out of bounds now. But basically we just kind of air attack towards the cutscene higher up and it'll just get rid of the cutscene. And right now xannon's probably collecting the Pagey, yeah?
I'm talking to Trouser.
Okay, so I'll explain real quick while I'm talking to Trouser. Basically to collect this Pagey, all we're going to do is just get on this red lamp and go straight to the statue. And just kind of climb them up and get to the Pagey, and we'll save and quick because it's faster with PC loads for them. And usually we don't have loads into our timer when we're doing runs.
So you'll notice a lot of this game is geometry.
Yeah,
that's why we can do stuff like that.
Like you saw, I fell off the statue, but I was able to jump up the cane and have an instant backup. So this game is really crazy with geometry. That makes the game a lot easier to do stuff. And it'll help for when we're out of bounds in certain sections of the game.
You want to go ahead and explain early waterworks while we're in the cutscene?
Yeah, so this next trick is called early waterworks, also known as ew. This is another situation in which we're going to change the graphics. There used to be a different method where we had to kind of like use another cutscene to get out of bounds before we knew of this, but thanks to Kinda Low we have a faster ew. And yeah, ew. This trick is such a ew. And then basically we get on this third hexagon thing and we pause right when we're underneath it, the first one, and then we do the same thing we did with the lag, and the lag should give us enough room to go underneath it and we're out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm through. That was pretty good early waterworks for me.
Yeah, I'm through too.
Nice.
So
this next area is going to be a lot of movement. There's a couple tricks in this area, but it's really just going to be some cool movement.
we made early waterworks look a lot easier than it really is. That trick takes a lot to learn. That's why Capney said easy, because Capney knows it's a struggle to learn that trick, because that spot we tail twirled on, there's not much of a window and you can accidentally go inbounds. And if you fall there, you fall infinitely, and there will be a few other situations like that. But probably already came up on Xannon's stream, but we're about to do a trick called archive clip. Basically, normally you're supposed to go through like a little maze and this sort of thing, but we could just kind of air attack through this if we're lucky.
Yeah, they put the front of the door and the loading zone really close together, so if you can clip through it just a little bit, it'll go through it.
Come on.
Sometimes it can be finicky and take a bunch of tries like you're seeing right now.
Yeah, I'm taking forever. Where are you at right now? Are you talking to someone?
Browser, yeah.
I'm thinking maybe the V-Sync makes it harder to do this trick.
Yeah, you might need to turn your V-Sync.
I got it just right when you said that.
Oh, I just double talked to Trouser. So right here, like I said, this is hub 2. We're just gonna have a bunch of cool movement here, and pretty much for the next little bit of the run, it's just gonna be cool movement.
Yeah, especially tribal stack. So what we're doing with Vendy, I don't know if you explained it. This is basically almost like a new game plus sort of thing. When you do certain tasks, you can get these tonics that help you out in your adventure or hinder, depending on if you're a masochist. You can have extra stamina, and there's another tonic we'll switch to later in the run to help with the final boss. We'll get to that when we do. But honestly, it's just now we could roll longer, and it really helps us out.
Yeah, you'll see us rolling a lot. Oh, I just took damage coming off that pipe. Wow, it feels bad.
Yeah, I just got the tube pagey.
Alright. I'm about to go into the door or whatever, heading towards tribal stacks.
Nice. So, that slide pagey, normally that's technically called honey skip. You're supposed to have like a slurp state ability to be able to do this, and this trick right here, since everything's geometry, we can get this pagey. Otherwise we would need lizard leap, but there's geometry right here, so we can just do that and get that pagey. Honestly, after that is wind skip. That's another slurp state ability skip. Basically there are abilities in hub 2 that or the second world that you're supposed to get, but since we have ways around it with geometry and stuff, it just works.
Yeah, so here in Tribal Stack, we're going to collect 2 pages and 60 quills. This is an entire world of just movement, and it's very optimized, it feels, at this point, so it's going to, if we do it right, it'll actually look pretty cool with the movement.
Yeah, so it's like honestly a lot of rolling. You might see, like I'm about to enter Tribal Stack, so obviously Xannon's probably a bit ahead. But, Tribal Stack is very, like you said, movement heavy. And collecting the quills, making sure hitting those hitboxes. And
yeah, it can be hard at times.
the route will be slightly different in one section, but the rest of it will be pretty similar, because there's one part where we also have to collect pagey pieces, and I do the route slightly different than you see Xannon do it.
And that part will be coming up in a second for me. Oh, I did not get the perfect circle. I didn't even get close. Wow.
Oh, I'm not too far behind then.
Yeah. So this is where we're gonna grab the pagey pieces. You'll see that from my route and his route will be sort of different here.
Yeah, I just got the pillars.
Nice.
Basically, like, there's not too much to explain about this area. It's just get the quills, and if you miss one, there's some areas for backups. This is what we call not a perfect circle.
Yeah, I didn't get a perfect circle either. I wasn't even close.
I wasn't even close either.
Something we didn't practice enough, I guess.
Yeah. We did a couple practice races, and because I didn't have V-Sync, he was a lot farther ahead of me with the load, so we decided to let myself not cap the FPS, and you'll see that the text went a little bit faster for me than Xannon probably. And just collecting the last of these pagey pieces. And then we get ourselves a pagey. But honestly, this area is really all movement, so it's all really just watch and kind of see the glorious role of Yooka and Laylee.
I had a really bad section here. honestly.
Did you just talk to Trouser? Is that how far ahead you are? Or?
No, I'm just now doing the roll pagey.
Oh, I'm just now doing that rock jump when you get those 3 pages on the near the water.
Gotcha. Oh. To note, this is actually my worst section in my PB too.
Yeah, I actually am having a really good tribal stack aside from not having a perfect circle.
I practiced this for about 6 hours and still, I mean, you can see how technical the movement can be here, just how like precise each one of those quills can be.
One thing you'll see that goes back and forth between xannon and I is xannon seems better at the tricks, but I'm better at the movement for the most part. I'm just talking to Trouser right now.
Yeah, same. I'm about to finish. But yeah, so a lot of the good thing about that is a lot of the movement in this game, he catches up a lot if I'm ahead because of a trick. So, I mean, the race should be pretty close the entire time because of that. So here I'm going to return to hub, and I'm going to go in to do some more movement here, and we call this shipwreck, the shipwreck section. So we're going to collect a couple pages here, and then that's going to let us have enough pages to get into Capital Casino, which is going to be a section later in the run.
Yeah. So ideally with this run, the main idea is we need to enter the 4th world and get the flight ability. And since we have a lot of skips...
Oh no!
The main thing bringing us back is getting the moves for it and just getting enough pages to enter the world.
I was afraid that was going to happen, dude. I hit the cutscene there.
Which cutscene?
The one, like, jumping over the pipe. I was having that problem yesterday for some reason.
I hit the cutscene too.
Oh no, I don't know what that was about.
I just jumped too early.
I jumped in time, but I think I just cut too far right. They must have patched it overnight, guys.
Alright, let's see if we could spell the word pagey fast enough, though.
Yeah, I just finished that. Luckily, I didn't flop this time. I actually flopped that part in my personal best.
Yeah, we both PB'd recently.
Yeah, it does make sense, right?
Yeah.
Obviously patched. We don't mess up.
Yeah, and next, so after you get that one, Xanon's probably already got it. You get this water pagey, or this fire, whatever you want to say. You get rid of the fire and grab this pagey. It's technically possible to get it without Slurp Shot, but you have to enter Tribal Stack anyways for that one to appear. So, but now we're at Shipwreck. When we're done with these 2 pages, we'll save and quit, and they'll bring us back by Tribal Stack.
So a trick coming up right now is I'm going to try to set up for it. It's called Quick Blasto.
Found by Ninpalk trademark.
Yeah, found by Ninpalk. So what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to glide into his face, which I missed there. I'm going to glide into his face and I'm going to slam right in front of him. I missed it. Let's see. No, I just got slow. So maybe Ninpalk will get it. It's actually a pretty neat trick.
I got it.
Nice. So all that does essentially is it lets
it go right into our face.
Exactly. He spits that page right in your face and it's just faster.
I almost fell. That would have been bad.
Oh no.
There was like a little spot.
Save. Yeah, I saw that.
I don't have yours open, so I don't know how yours is going. But
yeah, I just got out of the save and quit load. We're neck and neck pretty much.
That's good. But this is where he's going to catch up to me because I'm usually pretty inconsistent with gate skip, which is another use of the lag trick that you saw us use before. And this one we like to pretend is RNG because mine doesn't work as well as his does. And I'm not sure why. Probably just patched to some degree on my game. Maybe I'm on a later update.
He's using the wrong version. I kept telling him to downgrade his version, but he won't listen.
Yeah, it's really hard. I couldn't find a tutorial on YouTube. Oh, I almost messed that up.
I don't think I got gate skip first try. I think I'm too low. We'll see. No, we're in there. So that's gate skip.
Basically, this lets us skip the second quiz.
So there's a hole in that corner that we can lag trick through, and it'll actually put us down far enough. And then we just got to do some geometry movement here out of bounds, and that'll put us through this gate to skip the second quiz, like he said.
I'm struggling a little bit as usual. This is usually where my runs die in PBs.
about halfway through the run right now, I believe. If anybody has any questions or wants to learn this game, it's actually a free Twitch Prime game right now.
Yeah,
too.
you can get it free with Twitch Prime up until the end of July. So, if you're interested in getting this game on PC, just play it.
Swag. Oh, I missed it. Oh, rip swag.
Yeah, that's the swag strat founded by Ninpalk. Doesn't save time, but it guarantees a good run. Even if your run's garbage before.
Oh, there goes my run. That's going to be a bad rest of the run now. I'm going to mess up slots, I'm sure.
I'm still doing gate skip, so you're fine.
Oh, no.
I practiced this beforehand, and yet it's still struggling.
Oof, I missed the light for the quick setup.
There we go. We're through. I'm going to be silent here while he's doing this.
I'm in.
Okay. Yeah, so what I'm doing here, like you said, is gate skip. Allows us to skip the second quiz. This was also found by Kinda who is a filthy any % runner kappa. But it helps us in this thing because the quiz is like a minute and a half and you have to go back through waterworks and it's not really worth. So
yeah, so this is a really fun casual game. I mean, if you picked it up a day ago, I would definitely look into playing it at least casually.
yeah, and if you don't like it casually, just speedrun it, kappa.
Yeah, I played about half of it casually and then just started speedrun. I've never even finished this game fully in a casual playthrough.
Yeah, the farthest he's done is an all bosses run.
Exactly.
Swag, 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 swag. Yo, we got this.
That's a proper swag shot. He's gonna win the race now. Yeah, I'd say Glitter Glacier is probably one of the worst levels in a casual playthrough. Though.
Yeah, and then the worst level in a speedrun is Galleon Galaxy.
For sure.
Which is only in 100 pages and 100% in all bosses.
Yeah,
but all bosses barely has it. So this is camo skip. Basically, you're supposed to have an ability that can turn Yooka invisible. This is one of the last times we'll use lag in the run because you know EDS is easier this way. Got it first try.
Nice. I messed up that slot. Feels bad.
Yeah, this is Super Mario Galaxy.
Alright, slot 1's done. So these slots, they're not RNG or anything, but for some reason they're just very difficult, even when you have the timing down.
Yeah, basically, Kashino, since he didn't really explain, I'll explain as I'm going through this.
Yeah.
The first thing is we have our Planty Boy to jump on in the middle of him. He's a little bit of a jerk sometimes, but it works out. You just jump right in the middle, and then you can jump past the door. That for some reason is another thing with the camo skip that we would normally need to get the camo cloak ability, but since we could jump on this plant geometry, which doesn't really make sense because most of it you slide off like that. But yeah, that's the plant. And then the slots, we don't have the lizard lash ability from World 3, so we have to. You saw him doing an awkward thing for the slots, which I have to do as well, of course.
So,
are you just gonna let this guy pyramid? Dang, they let them pyramid.
Wow. Alright, so this next section, I'm gonna steal the show here. This is called the EDS section, or early door skip.
Elevator door skip.
Or yeah, elevator door skip. My bad. I know this game sometimes.
Normally you need 100 pages, but we don't have time for that. That's like over an hour and a half more time. Okay, I got slots first try.
Nice. We're just gonna do a trick there, and that's gonna let us get around that camo door there, and we're just gonna use the geometry there again. So we're gonna turn on baller here, because that's gonna be, or super slam. I mean, I'm sorry.
We're gonna turn off baller.
Yeah, turn off baller and turn on super slam. That's gonna let us do some quick stuff on the boss at the when we get there. So right here, I'm gonna talk to Trouser, and we're gonna learn flight, and then we're gonna perform EDS. So this actually is a setup that I discovered recently. It's a little bit slower than our normal setup, but it's more beginner friendly and safe for runs. So this is just gonna be another lag strat here.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
this trick was originally found. I don't know the name of the person. It was like a Sonic-like username, but the person had the game before launch. This trick was originally found before launch, but until recently there was a more easier marathon safe setup found by xannon.
Exactly. So we're gonna just slam in that acid there and do a lag trick, and then that's gonna let us clip out of bounds here and fly into the last boss door.
I'm not too far behind. I'm catching up.
Nice.
Although, if you have a
I
good
just
gap,
started quiz.
yeah, I'm just now about to talk to Vendy. Maybe about a minute behind.
Not bad, not bad.
So we're gonna get this butterfly, because that gives us our energy back, and then we could roll the trouser.
Oof, I almost got a question wrong. It's yeah, it's knowledge. It's mostly just memorizing though, because it's always the same questions pretty much. Oh, I got a question wrong. I'm so used to that answer being at the bottom.
That's what happened to me in one of our practice runs earlier.
Yeah, it's the which one would win in a battle, and I normally capital B is at the bottom.
It's this the RNG's the quiz is complete RNG, by the way. RNG is complete quiz.
Yeah, for sure.
And when's Ninpalk skip for this quiz? You see, that's the thing. We lose time if we get picture questions. And that's the reason that's the real reason I found the skip in Banjo-Kazooie, because I had to share the amazing feeling of losing time to a picture question.
Alright, I just finished quiz.
I'm just entering quiz. So yeah, like a minute and a half, I think. But this quiz is unskippable because it's the trigger that brings us to the final boss. Any percent is like 12 minutes, whereas the world record for this one's about, well, it's sub 12 in any percent.
Alright, so you just want to explain the boss as we go, or do you want me to go
yeah, so basically this quiz just RNG. The boss, the first phase, normally you're supposed to have a sonar explosion ability to turn around the bees, but you could just roll around in a circle. Well, not really in a circle, but just kind of roll around to get the bees to run away. And then you can, yeah, I'm the hero for sub 2 Banjo-Kazooie. And because we have Super Slam, it makes the 2 cycle a lot easier. I got a picture question, so that loses 3 seconds.
Oof. So there's an instance of why we use Super Slam in this part. Originally, you'd have to 3 cycle this unless you do a very precise setup to 2 cycle it. But with Super Slam, it's pretty much always a 2 cycle.
Yeah.
And you can mess it up, but it's pretty hard to mess up a 2 cycle in that first phase.
Ooh, you missed Mumbo tokens. Oof. Alright.
So in phase 2 here, this is another example of why we use get slurp shot. Originally on, see, I was originally a console, yeah, any percent, and I was a console runner. I had to do this by hitting him, rolling and hitting him 15 times.
And if you're on any percent, you have to air attack into him 15 times.
Yeah, and it's really slow. Where here we can just beam him like that, and then it's pretty quick.
So usually after the slam, I get a few hits in on him in phase 1 just to make sure I can get a 2 cycle. Usually pretty simple to get the 2 cycle, but and that was a
What's
pretty
up,
good
Infinite
phase
Gamer?
I imagine you just finished phase 2 or doing first phase 3 thing.
Yeah, I just started phase 3.
I'm starting phase 2 right now.
Nice. So yeah, I got a pretty decent lead on him right now. Probably because of gate skip, like always.
Yeah, gate skip lost me like probably 2 minutes to him or something. Because I've been playing pretty good otherwise.
Yeah. But I mean, there's so many room for error in this game that he could still catch up at this point. Because I mean, Capital B is probably one of the hardest boss fights in games, other than maybe a Dark Souls series.
Yeah, he's really difficult because there's no way to heal in this fight. If you die, you have to do it all over again.
I didn't get the quick hit on the second round of phase 2. Feels bad.
Like Capital B, we're making him look kind of easy, but he's really not that hard.
Apparently, there's a DK rap going on, and
Yeah, I see that. But this boss is pretty hard. Like, it took you how many tries the first time you fought him?
yeah, the first time I fought him, it took me about 50 tries before I beat him. So that just goes to show how hard he can be.
Yeah. And this boss, like, you know, you have to also try to go fast, which is, oof.
Oh, it's the lizard rap. It's not the DK rap. I was mistaken.
The lizard rap, not the Yooka-Laylee rap, but the lizard rap.
Yep, exactly. Alright, that's a pretty good setup for honeycombs, maybe.
Lizard and a bat? What's up with that?
I'm not gonna go for the quick hit either. I wasn't gonna get it. There's no way.
This is sniff strats in phase 3. When the bees are going up, you just walk while he's up there. I call it sniff strats because I found the strat while I had a cold. I was just like, oh, that's a cool strat. Yeah, so you're about 2 parts of phase 3 ahead of me, so maybe about a minute ahead.
Yeah, I just started rockets. Got my first rocket hit. Hey, what's up, Jan? How's it going? It's going good for us. Pretty good race, all in all.
Yeah.
I mean, anything could happen still. I've choked more than 4 health at this boss at this part before, so.
But on the bright side, I don't know what the time's at, but we probably could still be underestimate very well. Because, like, you should point out when time is about to come up on your time. The time comes up when he puts 3 missiles. When he does this weird face, that's when the time is.
Yeah, so that's the first hit. I'll have 2 more hits, and then he'll shoot 3 missiles out. And when he shoots those 3 missiles out, time will be whenever one of those missiles hit him again.
Or if you do the buddy slam swag strat.
Nah, there's no way. I've never even practiced it.
There's a first time for everything.
That's fair.
Are you even a true runner if you don't do the swag strats?
You're right. I mean, I did miss up swag earlier. I got to make up for it.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is the last hit, so whenever I hit him, that'll be time. If I have enough energy to fly around there. I got him. That's time.
GG. And I just have 4 more hits after this one.
I got him with the slag strat, too.
So he's going to start flying around. I don't know if you explained it. We have to redirect it into him. I'm just gonna do this. But it's pretty funny. I'm known as the Banjo-Kazooie guy, even though I just run Yooka-Laylee.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever even done a Banjo-Kazooie run before.
I did one 80% run, and it was like 3 hours.
Oh no. 26:38 time for Xannon if I was paying attention. Alright, thank you, Jan. Yeah, I think that was about right. Nice run, Xannon. Thank you, Polly. So yeah, I didn't really explain it much here, but pretty much she's.
I didn't even notice I hit him. Wow, I didn't even notice that.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna try to missile ride for swag.
Yeah, you got time, so.
We got like 5 minutes.
Oof.
And this last hit, I could do this. Time.
Alright, that's time, yep. You got 27:41.
And I'm a little sad that I didn't die. Yeah, that was a swag strat as well. Swag. But,
27:48.
unfortunately, we didn't die during this cutscene, because if you die during the cutscene, you could still be... If he dies when you die, there's 2 Dr. Quacks in this cutscene. It's a really cool glitch. So, I was hoping to get that, but oh well. It's better safe than sorry. So,
yeah, good race,
thanks
man.
everyone for watching this run. If you want to join the Yooka-Laylee Discord, go to speedrun.com/YL. If you have Twitch Prime, feel free to get the game free with the Twitch Prime loot. And If you want to speedrun this game, it's very accessible. Any percent with flight is the good category to run. Any percent is not really beginner friendly at all. We got a couple people
me
in
and Ninpalk are always helping people learning. So.
Yeah, like for example, Capdi in chat, we've been teaching her to run this game, and you know, it's been really fun trying to help out others. Xannon literally has been climbing up the ranks really fast, and I just recently got second place by like almost world record. So it's very accessible to do this. You own 2 copies and you can't run it on your PC. That's an oof. But yeah, for those of you who have Twitch Prime, feel free to get this game free. And yeah, so basically that's Yooka-Laylee. I don't know, what do you have anything to say?
I mean, don't feel like it's only limited to PC. If you own this game on Switch or any other console, we also have categories for that, and me and Ninpalk are both runners of it too.
You know what, Susie,
So,
I have an idea. Do you guys want me to do another tutorial? I've done one on YouTube, but I could do a tutorial live on stream. I mean, I don't want to go away from here, but if anyone is interested, I could do an extra tutorial just kind of just explaining the tricks later today. Literally, if you guys want. If anyone's interested, just message me on Twitch, and I will just join the Yooka Discord, and we can help from there.
Yeah, that'll be the best way, because everybody in the Yooka Discord is super helpful.
Yeah. And any percent with flight is definitely the best one to run on PC. It's hard to say on console, because console is 99% different. So we hope to see you guys run this game. If not, I hope you enjoyed this run. Some of the tricks are a little off-putting, like early waterworks and gate skip, but once you learn them, they're not too bad. I mean, obviously I messed up gate skip a lot, but like it's because I'm not consistent with it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see I've been running this game for about 2 weeks now, and you can see how far I've came. I mean, I'm 6th place on the leaderboard.
Yeah,
So
and
the
I
tricks are
haven't been
definitely
running
learnable.
PC very long, but I've been running the game itself, like console, since like almost launch, like 2 weeks after launch. I've been on and off, but you know, I'm 2nd place, and that is like almost like a what, 40-second difference, 50-second.
Yeah, something like that.
So
it's pretty big.
It's crazy. You can climb the ranks pretty fast if you put your time to it. So thank you all for watching. I imagine you guys want to shift over to what was the next run?
I don't remember.
But yeah, if you want, I could even put the Yooka-Laylee Discord in the chat if you guys want to make it easier for you. If they're willing.
Octopath Traveler run next. Looking forward
Octopath.
to that.
Cool. Do you guys mind if I put the Yooka-Laylee Discord in chat for those who want to join?
Yeah, go ahead. Alright.
All
I
right.
guess on that note, we'll go ahead and send it over because we are probably out of time.
Yeah.
Yet again, thank you, and
Yeah, thank you
looking
for
forward
having
to
us.
Octopath.
We look forward to seeing that, and here is the Yooka Discord link. You know what? I'm gonna chill in there. Xannon can follow me if you want. I'm gonna chill in there if anyone wants to talk and about the run, and have a good one. Thanks for having us.